our guest of honor representing the President of Rwanda, Honorable Minister Sabin, Nsanzimana, Mukamana Sorin, Mayor of Burera District, Dr. Didas Muganga, the Vice Chancellor of University of Rwanda, Dr. Vikram Patel, our keynote speaker, Lon Rosati, Leka, Vice Chancellor of Admin and Operations, Dr. Papias Musafil, Principal of East African College, Felix Seithat, thank you for joining us for this year's graduation ceremony. Allow me to invite our Chancellor, Dr. Jim Kim, to open the graduation.
By virtue of the power vested in me, I hereby open this graduation ceremony of the University of Global Health Equity 2024. I especially want to thank the Honorable Minister Sabin Nsanzimana for representing His Excellency President Paul Kagame here at this meeting, and also want to give warm thanks to my good friend Professor Vikram Patel for joining us as the keynote speaker. I just want to make a few quick remarks. First of all, it's a fantastic honor for me to be here. It's my first as Chancellor of the University of Global Health Equity. This university was the brainchild of my great friend who tragically passed away here in Rwanda in 2022, Dr. Paul Farmer. And I have to admit to all of you that when I heard of his idea to build a world-class medical school and university in one of the poorest regions in Rwanda, I thought he was crazy. And I was the author of many crazy ideas with Paul, but I thought this was one of the craziest. But along with the strong support of generous donors, people like Melinda Gates and Bill and Joyce Cummings, he recruited Dina Bebebekele. And the two of them, along with the faculty here that you see, created one of the greatest experiments in education that's no longer an experiment that I think I have ever seen. The dream was to build a great university that would not only have an impact on health and education in Rwanda, but would also help transform medical and health education on the continent of Africa. The foundation of the University of Global Health Equity was the same as that of Partners in Health, our parent organization. We were being built to serve the poorest and most marginalized with the best possible health care that we could deliver. The notion of an option for the poor in health, which is the foundation of Partners in Health, was and will continue to shape UGHE for as many years as this university will be in existence, and we hope that is forever. The combination of commitment to caring for the poor and a commitment to academic excellence, thankfully, is beginning to be recognized by the rest of the world. Last summer, the Times of London Higher Education Ranking System did its first ever ranking of sub-Saharan African universities. The Times of London ranking system is known as one of the most rigorous and evidence-based in the world, and UGHE, among the 117 universities that were eligible for ranking, placed number 8 among all universities in sub-Saharan Africa. This is first and foremost a tribute to the faculty you see here and to the excellent students that are continuing to study and that are graduating today. I was thrilled to see this ranking and frankly a bit surprised, but this is an honor that's extremely well deserved. To the families and friends of our graduates, please know that these young people today have received a truly world-class education. To our graduates, first and foremost, and I've gotten to know some of you, I'm so happy to have been able to meet you on several occasions. Please know that we have extremely high expectations of every single one of you. We expect that you will go out and transform healthcare in Africa and the world. especially for the poorest and most marginalized who deserve so much better. We will be with you every step of the way. You will be part of this great institution forever, and we will follow and support your careers from this day forward. You are precisely the leaders of tomorrow that we have all been waiting for, and we can't wait to see what you will do next. Congratulations once again to the great Masters of Global Health Delivery class of 2024. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Jim. Next, we'll have our student representatives from each of the MGHD options. Our first student speaker representing the gender and sexual reproductive health option is Aron Eliao.
The guest of honor, distinguished guests, Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, Dean of the School of Medicine, faculty and staff of UGHE, family and friends, and our dear MGHD 2024, good afternoon. Today marks the end of a year-long wait for the birth of the next generation of global health leaders. The journey has been long and challenging, but even more, it has been rewarding. We have seen each other grow, learned from each other, and above all, accepted each other. The diversity of our cultures did not hinder us from having meaningful discussions with constructive criticisms that built us. And amidst it all, we had so much fun. For example, Faith and Rita are the names that our lecturers will always remember for the in-class debates between Nigeria and Ghana. Throughout the program, we have moved from strangers to colleagues to friends, and now we walk out as partners in global health. I sincerely thank the UGHE family for believing in us and nurturing us into who we are today. Even as we celebrate our achievement, we celebrate an even more remarkable achievement for UGHE. Consistently producing world-class citizens, world-class leaders every year is no child's play. UGHE has provided us with an environment to thrive in many ways. For example, academically, professors, lecturers, and faculty often made themselves available to support students. Help was always nearby, in the classrooms, in the dining hall, and the farthest was an email away. My heartfelt gratitude goes to PAH and all UGHE partners. Your investment in us is not in vain. Look at all these excellent graduates seated here today, each with the potential to positively impact countless lives. To the Center of Gender Equity and its chair, Sion Johannes, we will not forget that as leaders in gender, sexual, and reproductive health, we should look at everything through a gender lens. Thank you for putting us in spaces with great leaders and change makers in the field of gender, sexual, and reproductive health. I'll always remember the excitement on our faces at the Julius Nyerere Convention Center for the Women Lift Health Global Conference, where conversations with experts encircled around leadership and collective action for gender equity. We could not stop talking about how relevant the things we learn in class are in the real world. To our faculty and lecturers, we are a sum of your hard work and efforts. The feminist in me is because of Dr. Taijilam Germa Moges. Everyone in our class understands human rights more deeply, thanks to you. A lot of us have an appetite for advocacy, thanks to Madam Rashida Nambazira. Pick any one of us randomly, hand them a policy, and wait for the massive pages of writings on recommendations on how best to improve it, thanks to Dr. Maxwell. I also would like to thank all the visiting faculty who significantly improved and changed our perspectives. I, for one, will always remember Dr. Yekoso Belete for this statement. He said, "The best reward for a physician is service." This can be applied to every profession and person. I must thank all our friends and families, whether here or at home, for their support, prayers, and encouragement throughout this journey. And above all, many thanks to God Almighty. And finally, to my fellow graduates, I would like to say this: be proud of yourselves and celebrate this achievement with every fiber of your being. But not for too long. The journey has just begun. The true revelation of your achievement will only be visible in the translation of what you have learned into actionable steps that can create change and impact the world. Regardless of where your life or your career may lead, choose to thrive. And in Dr. Joya's words, be a lion, write your own story. The potential to change narratives is in each of us. Challenge the status quo, be courageous, and positively impact lives. I implore you today to look beyond yourselves, question everything, and think of new ways to solve existing and new global health problems. Literally, look in all directions from your seat. The faces you see are partners, and together we can create a better, healthier, and more equitable world. I urge you in all your future pursuits to always reflect on this quote by Dr. Paul Farmer. He said, "We want to be on the winning team, but at the risk of turning our backs on the losers. No, it is not worth it. So we fight the long defeat." To this I say, in this field of global health, fight the long defeat. Your countries need you, Africa needs you, and the world needs you. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next student speaker representing the global surgery option is Gatwiri Murithi.
I hope you can see me. Distinguished guests, esteemed faculty, fellow graduates, our family and friends, I stand before you as a representative for the Masters of Global Health Delivery, Global Surgery cohort. We are the first group of students taking this MGHD option, and I'm honored to represent my peers. I begin by extending our heartfelt gratitude to the faculty from UGHE and its partners who've given their time, knowledge, and expertise to teach a subject that's perceived as too complex to solve by the global community. To quote the late Dr. Paul Farmer and our Chancellor, Dr. Jim Kim, surgery is the neglected stepchild of global health. Having worked in global surgery for more than a decade, I've experienced both burnout and moments of resignation as I try and work on safe anesthesia back home in Kenya. This course has shown me that while the work will be long and hard, it's not impossible. We can and must make safe and affordable surgery a reality for ourselves, our children, and generations to come. This has been a rigorous program. And when I say rigorous, I mean rigorous. We have heard and witnessed firsthand the wide inequities in global surgery. What made this program richer was the shared experiences with my classmates and colleagues coming from different countries. We've had people from Ethiopia, Rwanda, South Sudan, Sierra Leone, and my home Kenya. Throughout this training, UGHE has created opportunities for us to share experiences and learn from each other, how to think about systems and not just our siloed interests, how to innovate with care, taking into consideration the whole patient journey as we come up with solutions, and finally, how to engage the community, placing their needs and their priorities at the core of everything that we do. We applaud UGHE for taking the bold step and curating a program that has shown us what is possible if we pull together to work down and break down the complexities of global surgery and take tangible steps towards progress. I end my speech with 2 quotes. The first is a paraphrased version of a quote by Mahmoud Fathala, who said, "Women are not dying because of diseases we can't treat. They are dying because societies have yet to make the decisions that their lives are worth saving." Like women, many surgical patients suffer from preventable death and disability because we as a society have refused to address this critical issue. The second quote is by a very able lead, program director, Dr. Barnabas Alayande, who said, "Move in the direction of equity consistently." Global surgery will not be solved overnight, but it will need intentional action driven by equity and justice. Congratulations to all the class of 2024. Let us go out and change the world, one surgery at a time, one system at a time. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Gatwiri Murithi. Please welcome, representing the health management option is Tabael Paul.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed guests, faculty, and my fellow graduates, good afternoon. On behalf of the Mighty Seven, it is an honor to stand before you today to celebrate this distinguished MGHD 2024 cohort. The seven of us in health management could not escape what Professor Rex had in store for us. We were challenged to think critically about real-world problems and had the pleasure of engaging in frequent field trips as we contextualize Rwanda and health management. The seven of us, a medical doctor, a microbiologist, a biomedical scientist, a health economist, a healthcare manager, a M&E specialist, and myself, an engineer, are a testament to the diverse pathways that led us to the forefront of global health. The health management track was really filled with challenges, but it was never overwhelming, thanks to Professor Rex. His lectures were less about traditional teaching and more like engaging discussions with your favorite uncle, an uncle who just happened to have a lot of international experience. His encouragement to participate actively in class with generous offerings of cookies or chocolates for every answer, whether right or wrong, made even the toughest challenges more bearable. I can truly say this past year with UGHE has been more than an educational journey. It has been a transformation of how we think, act, and view our place in the world. Global health, like engineering, is a field defined by its complexities. From maternal health to tuberculosis, we are confronted by deep-rooted inequities. 50% of people around the world still lack access to essential health care. Thankfully, UGHE has really ignited within us a commitment to face these challenges with renewed purpose and hope. And thankfully, we embark on this mission not alone. Dr. Paul Farmer said, with rare exceptions, all of your most important achievements on this planet will come from partnerships. The MGHD 2024 cohort has embraced his spirit in our own journey. We've stood side by side with our practicum partners, celebrated our classmates, and poured our knowledge into every interaction with genuine and open hearts. We've listened to the wisdom of our supervisors and extended our hands in countless ways, whether it was pushing a wheelchair up a steep, steep hill or offering comfort in times of need. Every act of partnership has united our shared experience. Really, being a part of this diverse group has revealed the story of our shared humanity. Despite the challenges we face, we remain connected by a common thread: our commitment to making a difference through compassion, collaboration, and the promotion of health equity for all. Celebrating this milestone with my fellow graduates who have shared in every struggle really fills me with so much gratitude. It's hard to believe that our time at UGHE has drawn to a close. It feels like just yesterday when Claire won the best poster at Global Health Research Day, or when we valiantly faced defeat to the MBBS football team in the UGHE championships. The journey has been far from easy, and we've devoted countless hours to the library, conducted extensive research, collaborated in teams, managed tight budgets, and burnt the midnight oil. Through it all, we have harnessed the power to make meaningful change in global health. Today, as we stand on the brink of a new chapter, I express our gratitude to those who have supported us. Thank you to the chefs, the hospitality team, and the ground staff who ensured our university stayed clean and pleasant, to the lifelong friends we've made, and to our precious and dedicated faculty members who have guided us with wisdom and compassion. Class of 2024, it's been a splendid year with you. And from the bottom of my heart, I wish you all the very best. Above all, congratulations to each one of you. It's been a journey. It's been an honor, to journey alongside you. Thank you.
Thank you, Tabael. Please welcome, representing One Health Option, Placide Sesonga.
Dear guest of honor, Minister of Health, dear Chancellor, dear Vice Chancellor, dear Dean of School of Medicine and Health Sciences, dear Director of MGHD program, and all protocol observed, good afternoon. As we gather here today, a Minister of Growth, Success, and Promise of New Beginnings, I can't help but reflect on the journey that had led us to this moment. Let me tell you, it's been a heck of a ride. First and foremost, a big shout out to the founders and board of members for their wisdom and vision. I mean, who knew that spending countless hours in board meetings could lead to something as awesome as UGHE and graduation ceremonies like this one? You guys rock. Next up, a round of applause to the leadership. You've kept us on our toes with your guardian oversight, making sure we have all we needed to learn and grow to be the future. We thank you. To the faculty, you've given us all labeling day in, day out to provide us with a top-notch education, making sure we are up all night for 11:59 due assignments, practicum, and other shenanigans. Who needs to sleep when you have capstone report? Snakebag team, right? And let's not forget those extra office hours spent building relationship with us that for some will last a lifetime. We thank you. To the staff, thank you for keeping our lives running smoothly while we navigate the maze of academia. From coordinating our schedules to dealing with our never-ending requests, you've been our unsung heroes. A special shout out to the hospitality, transport, and security teams. You've kept our campus running like a well-oiled machine, even when we were running on fumes after pulling all nights in the library. And let's not forget the delicious meal that have kept us filled through our studies. Who knew cafeterian food could be so grumbled? To my fellow graduates and families, congratulations on surviving the roller coaster that is grad school. We laughed, we've cried, and we've drunk our fair share of better passion juice, and sometimes even carrot juice. But hey, we made it. We're lions and lionesses. And last but not least, a big shout out to our youngest MGHD graduate, Mei Li. Born with bachelor degree, and today, with only 8 months, she's graduating with a master's with us. They say it takes a village to raise a child, but I think it takes a whole university. Standing on the precipice of a new chapter in our lives, I'm reminded of a wise quote that guided me through ups and downs of this journey. The only way we can live is if we grow. The only way we can grow is if we change. The only way we can change is if we learn. And the only way we can learn is if we're exposed. And the only way we're exposed is if we throw ourselves up to the challenges. Yes, our time at UGHE has been filled with challenges. Late night study session, hiking volcanoes, running after livestock movements in Nyagatare, chasing podo patients, chasing snakes, and of course, solving One Health problems across Africa. And sometimes a lot of coffees. But it's through these challenges that we've grown, both personally and academically. We've been exposed to new ideas, new cultures, and new ways of thinking. We've emerged from crucible of grad school stronger, wiser, and resilient than ever before. So as we embark on the next stage of our journey, let us remember the lessons that we've learned and the friendship we forged along the way. Let us embrace the challenges that lies ahead with courage and determination, knowing that each challenge comes an opportunity for growth and transformation. Congratulations to MGHD Class 2024. Congratulations to MGHD One Health Class 2024. May your future be filled with purpose, fulfillment, challenges, and endless courages, and opportunities to overcome them. Thank you.
Thank you to our 4 student representative speakers. I would now like to invite our Chancellor, Jim Kim, to introduce our guest of honor.
Dr. Sabin Nsanzimana is the Minister of Health of Rwanda since November of 2022. He previously served as Director General of the University Teaching Hospital of Butaro. Prior to that, he led the Rwanda Biomedical Center from 2019 to 2022 after 10 years serving as Director of the National HIV and Hepatitis Programs. He holds extensive experience in infectious disease and non-communicable disease programs, design, strategic planning, and implementation science. Dr. Sabin holds a medical degree and a master's degree in clinical epidemiology from the University of Rwanda and a PhD in epidemiology from the University of Basel, Switzerland. Dr. Sabin served as principal investigator for several large research projects, including clinical trials in Rwanda and multi-country research collaborations. He's a fellow of the Royal College of Physicians of Edinburgh and the African Science Institute. But most importantly, he serves as adjunct assistant professor of global health delivery at the University of Global Health Equity, teaches clinical epidemiology and research methodology at the University of Rwanda, and of course, he is a graduate of the master's program in global health delivery. Dr. Sabin.
Good afternoon. Murahones. Chancellor Jim, thank you very much for the kind introduction. Professor Patel, happy to meet you. Phil, my friend, my former boss at RBC, was the chair of the board at RBC at the time I was serving. My friend, Professor Bebe, and of course, our DVC, Siobhan, happy to see you again. Faculty, students, staff, parents, families, welcome to this important event. I'm honored to be here today for the second time. I was here last year. But today I'm here in another special occasion, honored to present His Excellency President Paul Kagame to this event. So to begin, I would like to say congratulations to all of you, especially the graduates and your families, the staff, the leadership. Actually got to know recently that you are among the top 8 universities in Sub-Saharan Africa. This is great, it needs to be celebrated. Secondly, I'd like to welcome you all to the service, the Public Health, Global Health Service, as you graduate, especially those ones, and the youngest one. So last year we welcomed some of you, actually a big number, almost 10 from an entire cohort. So now serving in our ministry and doing very well. So hope that you can do even better. So also honored to be at the Ministry of Health, having our Minister of State also graduate from UGHE, and myself being part of the faculty. It's a family, and you're very proud to be part of this family. Number 3, we have a lot to do together. Starting with our 4x4 strategy that I know Jim, Phil, Abebe, and the entire UGHE family have been part of drafting, and now we are in implementation. We're not only talking about numbers, we are talking about also the standards and the quality of education we are giving. And UGHE is an important player. You've started, and we are very happy to be with you as we move on to change this legacy of very few providers and so many patients and so many disease challenges that need to be addressed. But together we can achieve this goal. It's not just a number, 4x4, but also is the problems that we are going to solve because we are committed. It's not just a training or health education. It's also how we are gifted by God. You can discover things, you can do research, you can innovate. The next vaccine, the next drug, the next solution, the next formula will come from you. Trust it. It's not about the rich or the poor. It's not about the high income parts of the world or low income parts of the world. It is how you can focus and believe that you have the solutions to the world, the global health problems. Do you agree with me? Yes. Yes, because we've seen it, that even in global pandemics, when the world is down, solutions can come from anywhere, from any parts of the world, from anyone. But we trust that you have had the best education. You have had the most exposure experiences from rural Butaro to Kigali to Butare, to the east, the snakes chasing and gorillas, different places you've mentioned. So these are great exposures that not many students have had the opportunity. So we believe that you're going to put this into practice when you go back into our next destinations. We're in the world that is evolving quickly, digital solutions at our hands. By the time we finished medical school, there were no phones. But you have almost everything that can take us far. You have digital solutions, you have artificial intelligence, you have a lot that can help you, even if you are sitting in your room at home. You don't need to go to a library to share a book, because you access all books of the world library and tools from your rooms and your phones. So please take advantage of that. I have a special message to you. When I was informed that I will present His Excellency this delegation in this important event, I said, what am I going to say? But I looked back in my 20-year career working in the public health as a civil servant, what I've learned the most that I can share with you today. There are probably 3 things that I can leave with you as you graduate. Number 1 is discipline. Discipline is important everywhere in life. It's not about following rules and regulations. It's about you focusing on your goal, regardless of obstacles and distractions. It's about how you work on your body, on your soul, on your mind, on your behavior, on your work, until you reach your goals. That is discipline. Number 2 is consistency. We live in a world that has a lot of distractions. You move out of this room, you get out, and you see something else taking you to go to the left. The next few meters, something takes you to the right. So if you don't follow your focus and consistently remain the same towards your goals and your discipline, you will easily be distracted. This is the new world we live in. Consistency is important. The last one is perseverance. You will meet a lot of obstacles. Even your friends, even your parents, even your families, even your professors, they will tell you it's impossible, or just leave it. Don't accept. Persevere, continue, because that is where innovation comes from. That's a new standard is drawn. Perseverance is probably the most important thing to have in life, in service, in everything we want to achieve. And there is no legend, there is no performer who has not gone through the failures and obstacles. It's the only difference between the achievers and non-achievers is that some continue to persevere, others stopped, and just leave it to others, or the next generations, the 8th-year-old that you graduate together. He or she should not be the one doing your work. We have to do it because they are going to deal with other global health challenges. My last point, number 5, is to the UGHE leadership, faculty and family, to continue to excel in education. We've set new standards in education in Africa and the world. Please continue, both in the quantity of the people you train, but also the quality, the innovation, and how you inspire other academia and faculty across other universities. We are behind you, support you, and we're very sure that you can't actually go back because the speed, the focus, the heart, the commitment from Paul Farmer to these new young generations, you all share the same spirit of changing the world to make it better than it was before. To all of you, family, friends, thank you so much for coming here today. May God bless you, and we are all lions. Thank you.
I would like to invite Professor Rex Wong, Director of the Bill and Joyce Cummings Institute of Global Health and MGHD Director, to read the ceremonial conferment of degrees.
Good afternoon, everyone. We have 54 prospective graduates of the class of 2024 Master of Science in Global Health Delivery, 10 from One Health, 27 from the Gender, Sexual and Reproductive Health, 8 from health management, and 9 from the global surgery options. The graduation has been approved by the Academic Council, Academic Commission, the Senate of the University, and the Higher Academic Council. Before conferring the degree, I would like to invite our founding dean, Professor Bebe, and the Deputy Vice Chancellor of Academic and Research to lead our pledge. Graduates, please rise.
Class of 2024. The UGHE Declaration is a commitment to the highest standards of professionalism and ethical practice in your career as taught during your study here. It's a promise and a commitment that you, as graduates of Masters of Science in Global Health Delivery, will abide by the University of Global Health Equity's missions, vision, and values. We ask you, all MGHD graduates, to make this declaration publicly and enthusiastically in the presence of your faculty, fellow graduates, and family and friends. Class of 2024, please raise your right hand and repeat this pledge after me. I will be a global health professional who leads with intentionality, dignity, and integrity. I understand my responsibilities and hold myself accountable to use this learning to contribute to the field of global health, especially to disadvantaged population. I will maintain the utmost respect and compassion for human life, human rights, and human dignity. I will deliver my services with equity and excellence. I will promote and practice lifelong learning and research in global health. I make these promises solemnly, freely, and upon my honor. So help me God. Thank you. Please be seated.
Dear Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you these candidates who have fulfilled the degree requirements mandated by the Higher Education Council of Rwanda. May I ask you to confer?
Now, just before we do this, everyone should have their tassel on the left, okay? Good. Because after I confer the degree, you move the tassel from the left to the right, which signals that you are graduates, right? So by the virtue of the power vested in me by the University of Global Health Equity, it's my great privilege and honor to confer upon you the degree of Master of Science of Global Health Delivery.
That's mine. All right, congratulations. So I would like to invite our guest of honor, our keynote speaker, and our UGHE leadership to stand up and step forward to present our graduate degrees. And here are the names of the graduates. MGHD students, graduates, please rise. So students from the Gender and Sexual Reproductive Health option, Abraham Mjigra. Chancellor. Adeline Bivant Gusinga. Alexandre Dukudane. Anna Dusabe. Aron Sadrick Ariaru. Award Muntij Beyond. Christelle Wanteje Gireneza. Claire Olivia Swabert. Eden Abata Lemu. Adigwe Faith Chukundumbi. Did I say it correctly? Gustav Muhiri. Hallelujah Mahoro. Jimmy Opiro. Kelly McLean Butoni. Lisbeth Winesa. Marie Parfait Muhuza Mwiwana. Nearly Umunisa Urengwa. Odette Nishimwe. Rachel Murekatete. Rita Mponsa Ofori. Samuel Habimana. Simeon Turasinze. Tiwange Gwande. Yvette Nhunziza. Yvette Konombe Uidrago. And students from the global surgery option. Emmanuel Adane Bito. Esperon Mukanahayo. Gatwiri Murithi. Majok Dan Akok. Nao Balema Gamachu. Olive Umugwaneza. Tairu Fofana. William Nijiwenayo. Wubabeba Belay Temescan. She also just recently got a baby. All right, students from the One Health Management option. Aron Chawe. Anais Ajaneza. Annie Chibekwanda. Elijah Murara. Florence Sibomana. Kasim Jimali. Sandrine Chuzuzu Ribajiza. Tabael Jeremy Paul. Students from the One Health option. Anj Umuhosa. Didi Alexon Bapin. Irene Wibabara. John Dede Ndayisaba. Jonathan Izudi. Nina Sandra Natasha Ngowi. Pacific Utininema, +1. Thank you. I can hold it. Placide Sesonga. Rosemary Nariria Nijoroge. You can go. Shema Igo. We have two students conferring in absentia, Blami Dao and Basanti Ariel. Please join us to congratulate our graduates of the Master of Science in Global Health Delivery class of 2024. Please be seated. All right. So UGHE recognizes students who have outstanding academic performance. Each year, we present the Best Academic Achievement Awards to the students achieving the highest grade point average. Now, I would like to invite our guest of honor, keynote speaker, and our leadership to rise again to present this award. So the highest academic achievement performer in the health management option is Tabael Jeremy Paul. Please come up.
The highest academic achievement performer in the One Health option is Shema Hugor.
The highest academic.
A moment, just a moment. Oh, he left.
Yeah. The highest academic achievement performer in the JSRH trackers, Claire Olivia Sweeter.
The highest academic achievement performer in the global surgery option is now Belema Gemetri.
Thank you. Please be seated.
Ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed. Today, we gather to celebrate the achievements of our graduates, but also wish to acknowledge the extraordinary dedications and services of two individuals who have significantly contributed to the visions and missions of PIH and UGHE. They are the first recipients of the UGHE Award of Meritorious Service. May I ask the DG of IMB, Nadine Karima, to join me on the stage. We wish to honor an exceptional individual who has been a pillar of strength and reliability within IMB in Nshuti Mubuzima and PIH for over 15 years. This person has tirelessly endured that operations run smoothly, demonstrating dedication and professionalism. Beyond his official duties, he has performed a personal and deep-rooted relationship within our community, including a cherished friendship with the late Paul Farmer. His commitment and loyalty has not gone unnoticed. It is with immense gratitude and pride that we present this special recognition and award to our Mr. Andre Dabarasa. In acknowledgement of his outstanding contributions to the principles of accompaniment.
The second recipient of the Award of Meritorious Services has worked tirelessly, ensuring that our grounds are not only well maintained, but also a source of inspiration and peace for everyone who walks them. He has dedicated his time to the beauty and tranquility of our campus. Beyond his remarkable work, he has built lasting personal friendships, including a special bond with the late Paul Farmer, embodying the spirit of community and kindness that we cherish at PIH and UGHE. Iki gihembo gikurikiyeho kirahabwa umukozi w'indashyikirwa ukora uko ashoboye kose kugira ngo kaminuza yacu y'Ibutaro ihore isa neza mu buryo buha ikaze abaza batugana bose. Ibi kandi abikorana n'urukundo, umuhate ndetse no kwimakaza indangagaciro z'inshuti mu buzima na UGH muri rusange. Iki gihembo kikaba cyagenewe Jean Baptiste Maniragabo. Ndangira ngo musabe yigere imbere ashyikirizwe igihembo cye. We present this special recognition and award to our senior gardener, Jean-Baptiste Maniragabo, as a testament for his invaluable contribution and unwavering contribution to UGHE and PIH.
Dear Vice Chancellor, please help us introduce our commencement speaker.
Honorable Minister representing His Excellency the President of the Republic, Chancellor, graduates, I want to present to you the commencement speaker, Vikram Patel. Vikram Patel is the Paul Farmer Professor and Chair of the Department of Global Health and Social Medicine at Harvard Medical School. He also holds honorary professorships at the Harvard Chan School of Public Health, at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, and at the Public Health Foundation of India. He co-leads the department's Mental Health for All lab and co-leads the Global Mental Health at Harvard initiative. His work has focused on the burden of mental health problems across the life course, their association with social disadvantage, and the use of community resources for their prevention and treatment. He is a co-founder of the Movement for Global Mental Health and the Center for Global Mental Health at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine, the Mental Health Innovations Network, and Sangath, an Indian NGO which won the WHO Public Health Champion of India Prize and the MacArthur Foundation's International Prize. Vikram Patel is a fellow of the UK's Academy of Medical Sciences and a member of the US National Academy of Medicine. He served on the committee which drafted India's first national mental health policy and the WHO High-Level Independent Commission for Non-Communicable Diseases. He co-led the Lancet Commission on Global Mental Health and Sustainable Development and the Lancet World Psychiatric Association Commission on Depression. He leads the Lancet's Citizens Commission on Reimagining India's Healthcare System. He has been awarded many prizes: the Chalmers Medal from the Royal Society of Tropical Medicine and Hygiene in the UK, the Sarnat Prize from the National Academy of Medicine in the USA, the Padas Humanitarian Prize, the Brain and Behavior Research Foundation of the USA, the Clerman Senior Investigator Prize from the Depression and Bipolar Disorder Alliance in the USA. He's been awarded an honorary OBE by Her Majesty the Queen and the John Dirk Canada Gardner Award in Global Health from the country of Canada. He has been awarded honorary doctorates from Georgetown University in the USA, from York University in the UK, from Stellenbosch University in South Africa, and the University of Amsterdam in the Netherlands. In 2015, he was listed in Time magazine's 100 most influential persons of that year. Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Professor Vikram Patel.
but I won't rest in peace till I get a PhD from UGHE. So that I can tell you, Phil, right away is my ambition and my dream. And just for those of you, I like to puncture my CV a little bit, just so you know that the illustrious company that I was in when I was named in the Time list in 2015 included someone my son recognized more than I did, called Kim Kardashian. But that gives you a sense of the kind of people who make it to that list, so don't be too impressed. Anyway, I want to really say this joint needs a little bit of rocking. I'm going to ask all the graduates to please stand up. And I want everyone in this room to ululate as loudly as you can. And for those of us who are challenged in the ululating department, you can shout as loud as you want to celebrate this amazing group. Woo! And now, for the graduates, please stay standing. I want you to turn around and find your friends or family members who have accompanied you today. And for those of you whose friends and family members are not in the room, close your eyes and think about them, because these are the people. Find your friends and family members. Please turn around. Please look at them in the eye. These are the people who have accompanied you on this amazing journey. And it's your turn to ululate and shout as loud as you can to celebrate their commitment. And this amazing faculty. I heard so many of you speak so highly about this faculty. But I want you to, again, shout and ululate. You will not find a faculty like this in any medical school of the world. Please be seated. I say you will not find a faculty like this because it is impossible to find a group of teachers like this who are so committed to social justice and a sense of values. That is why they are such a unique people, and that is why you've had such a unique experience. It's a great personal honor and a privilege for me to be speaking to all of you today, not only because I feel like I'm a part of your amazing transition, the amazing journey you're in, but it is also a poignant reminder to me that my very first trip to Rwanda, which this is, was to have been made with Paul Farmer, the visionary founder of UGHE, my colleague, my friend, and my boss, who recruited me from India to join Harvard Medical School 7 years ago. As I'm sure all of you will recognize, UGHE is no ordinary medical school. I don't think there's any other medical school on the planet that has the words health equity bolted on to that name. And I think I recognize what is truly audacious about this medical school when I visited the Butaro campus that all of you have spent so much time in yesterday. What an audacious idea. Chancellor Jim Kim referred to Paul as being crazy. Yes, I agree. It was crazy. And I realize that you need a dose of craziness to solve the world's problems. There can be nothing more symbolic about the mission of UGHE than its location. But I've also had the privilege of spending time and speaking to some of the faculty and understanding better how your curricula were designed. And there can be nothing more path-breaking than the curricula that you've experienced. But of course, as we've heard from some of you, your journey is just beginning. And as you walk away with your degrees, I would like all of us to think for a moment on what Paul might have said to you had he been standing here on this podium. I know for sure, as I'm sure all of you do, that Paul is looking down on us, his heart bursting with pride. And I think these might be some of the things he might have said were he here today. You've chosen a path that transcends mere careers. For health equity isn't just learning about treating diseases in individuals. It's about addressing those structural systemic disparities and advocating for the poor and the vulnerable and ensuring that everyone has the same quality of health and health care no matter where they live, no matter what their station in life is. Find your passion within this incredibly diverse field. The 4 options we heard about today are just a sampling of the diversity of things that you can be doing in global health delivery. And whether it's in community health, whether it's in policy reform, and what a miracle to see a minister of this country as a graduate of UGHE. And I have to say, nothing can be more inspiring than to see a UGHE graduate sit here and actually preside over this event. And this should be an inspiration for all of you who wish to serve in government and in policy, and of course, in research. Let your purpose and your heart guide you. Remember that behind every single number, every single statistic, there is a person, there is a story waiting to be heard, waiting to be told. Empathy, that fundamental human quality of being able to feel the joy and pain of others, is going to be your most powerful tool. Understand the lives of others, their struggles, fears, and hopes. Walk in their shoes, or as Paul so evocatively described it, accompany them on their road to recovery. And you will find inspiration and innovation that no textbook or classroom can teach you. Health equity should not be and is not a solo mission. It is indeed, as someone has said, a symphony in which each musician and each instrument counts. So collaborate with fellow professionals, community leaders, policymakers, for together we can dismantle and build on a healthier world. I want to quote Paul again, because he, of course, wrote so many beautiful things about global health. And one of those lines is, of course, engraved at your campus. All of your most important achievements will come from working with others. In short, through partnerships. And it is in this spirit that I'm so very delighted that thanks to the generosity of the Bill and Joyce Cummings Family Foundation, that my institution, Harvard Medical School, is joined together, not just historically with UGHE, but for the next decade through a solid partnership that is mutually rewarding and that will not only propel, I hope, for UGHE to become not only the most important medical school in Rwanda, but I believe in all of Africa and in global health. But I also want to emphasize that I hope we will learn a lot at Harvard Medical School from UGHE. Because I fear that sometimes when I look at my own medical school, I can see a temple of the highest quality of technology, but somewhere along the way, we have lost the soul of care. And maybe these are some of the lessons that you can teach us. You'll face setbacks, and of course there are going to be setbacks, because when you confront the structures of power that create an unjust world, you can be sure there's going to be a pretty solid pushback. But be inspired by stories of resistance. And maybe the greatest story of resistance at the heart of the legendary history of global health comes from this continent. And that is the story of resistance of the people of South Africa and other African nations, who ensured through their advocacy and resistance that they could fight back against the power of Big Pharma and their rich country government sponsors to ensure that antiretroviral drugs were made available to all people around the world. And our Chancellor, Jim Kim, is, of course, a singular figure in that particular story. Be inspired by such resistance. Never, ever give in. Advocate fiercely for equity and justice, and speak up when you see injustice. Your voice matters. And as Martin Luther King Jr. said, the arc of the moral universe is long, but it always bends towards justice. You will ultimately prevail. And when you do, that exhilaration that you will experience is, for me, as a secular person, probably equivalent to a communion with a higher spirit. Our world is beautifully diverse. I heard many of you speak about this, but last night I witnessed it at the gala dinner that I was so happy to be part of. And I noticed not only the diversity of countries, but the diversity also of professional disciplines. We must embrace diversity, for the expertise that is needed to realize health equity transcends cultures, disciplines, national boundaries. Learn from diverse cultures, traditions, and perspectives. Inclusion isn't just a buzzword. It is the very heart of health equity. Your education, I'm sorry to say, doesn't end here. I know you've had a really tough year, but your education is going to continue. You're going to have to stay curious. You're going to have to read, attend conferences, do all those kinds of things, seek mentors who inspire you, but remember that wisdom resides in some of the most unexpected quarters. In my own life, I have learned the most not from the classroom, not from my mentors, but ordinary people, in particular people who are living with and struggling with mental illness. I'm a psychiatrist, and my mission to achieve mental health for all has centered the voices of people living with mental illness because I have learned through them that they have an expertise that no textbook or classroom can ever teach me. Health equity is hard work. I'm sorry to say, again, not a really very positive thing to say today, but it is hard work and you know it. It's going to involve a lot of sacrifices, and I think you already knew that when you signed up to this mission. There is a price to pay, literally and emotionally, to strive for social justice. But the rewards will come through the stories of the lives that you touch and transform. Yesterday, I was privileged to spend time with one of a family that's been affected by global health equity. It was a family of a person who had struggled with serious mental illness in the Butaro community. And yet, when I sat in his humble home, along with his wife and one of his 4 children, I was so deeply moved by the journey that this person had made to becoming a proud and respected member of his village, a much-loved father and husband, and a family that was eternally grateful for the services they had received. Surely, there can be no reward more fulfilling than seeing a person regain their life. Still, my friends, burnout is real. So take good care of yourself. You know the usual stuff, sleep well, eat well, etc. But most importantly, find time for fun. Balance your work with time for yourself, time for rest, because as has been said, you cannot pour from an empty cup. I often get asked, how do I manage my multipolar life? As Vice Chancellor Phil described, I split my time also in many different ways and wear many different hats. I take self-care very, very seriously. For me, my perfect day, and I hope to have as many of those as I can every year, must involve a combination of many things. A dose of exercise, and for me that takes the shape of swimming. A dose of social interaction, and for me that takes the shape of a meal every day with my family, and as often as possible with friends. A dose of creative activity. For me, that takes the shape of listening to music. Sadly, I can't play an instrument. I heard one of you sing beautifully. Some of you are so talented. Sing or listen to music. A dose of unconditional love, and that comes from my 2 dogs. And a dose of intellectual stimulation, which I'm so fortunate, as I know all of you will be, I don't have to look very hard for because it comes from my work. In closing, my dear graduates, today marks such a significant milestone in your life's journey. a moment when you step out into the world, as we've heard before, as advocates for health equity. You're not just entering a profession, you're actually joining a movement. And as you take these exciting next steps of your professional lives, you emerge as an ambassador of UGHE, an ambassador for health equity. You are already, fortunately, part of a community that will accompany you in your life journey, for the friendships that all of you have formed, and I was so moved to watch those friendships last night and right now. It is these friendships that you have forged over the last year during your time at UGHE, which I believe will probably be the most important legacies of your education here. You are now foot soldiers of a movement that seeks justice, compassion, and health for all. A movement which considers good health as a fundamental human right. And as climate change, conflicts, and neoliberal economic policies fuel inequality and cause great suffering everywhere, and in particularly for the poor and for the poorest countries of the world, such a movement has never been more important, and you are the foot soldiers to resist, to confront, and to win. Go forth then with courage, with integrity, and a heart full of hope and purpose. Congratulations once again, and may your journey be as transformative for you as I know it will be transformative for the lives you touch. All the very best.
We have come to the end of this MGHD graduation ceremony, but please remain seated for further instructions. I would like to invite our Chancellor, Dr. Jim Kim, to close the graduation.
By the power vested in me by the patron saint of short commencements, I declare this commencement closed.
Please stand while our guests of honor, dignitaries, and graduates exit the ceremony. Guests, please remain in the room during recessional. Deputy Vice Chancellor Professor Abebe, please lead the way. Others remain in the room. Faculty, please follow and keep for me a coffee.